Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Buckner. I'm the Imperial County Assessor. I am a appointed incumbent assessor by the Board of Supervisors in February of 2008. I was recommended to the board when the prior assessor retired. The prior assessor retired. Mr. Jose Rodriguez Jr. Retired. I had 30 years experience within the assessor's office. I hold an AA in business administration and a BA in business management. I spent 8 years as the assistant assessor under Jose Rodriguez. I have 16 years experience as supervising appraiser within the same office. Commercial, industrial, geothermal, residential, agriculture, you name it, I've done it. And I've supervised other appraisers to do it. We've kept a close eye on assessments as our markets have dropped within the Imperial County. Over the past 3 years, we've lowered assessments by $1.5 billion in the Imperial County. That lowers taxes approximately $15 million. We're keeping assessments fair and equitable. We're using technology for speed and accuracy. We have developed a geographic information system, GIS. We maintain the base map for the geographic information system for the county. Honesty and integrity are foremost in our office. Thank you very much.
How do you do? My name is Carlos Zaragoza. I was born in Mobile, California, in the doctor's office. I'm one of 13 children born to Julio and Florentina Zaragoza. I'm married and have 4 children. My education, I graduated with a degree in accounting from Cal Poly at the moment. I graduated with honors. And I worked for agricultural firms here in Imperial County. I worked for Herb Lee in Calexico and Carl Maggio over in Oakville. And I worked as a terminal manager and sales manager for Railway Express. I worked for about 5 years in the Imperial County Assessor's Office. And then for the last 20 years, I worked with the California State Board of Equalization. In that capacity, I've audited and appraised multi-million and multi-billion-dollar public utility companies. I've audited over 20 assessor's offices throughout California and developed training courses for auditors and appraisers. I've taught these courses in different states. Okay, the State Board of Equalization is a watchdog agency and oversees all the assessor's offices. So therefore, I know what the best assessment practices are and what the best assessment practices are in action. At this point in time, I don't think we need to be reminded that unemployment is the highest in the state. Imperial County is at the bottom, near the bottom in income, foreclosure at record highs. Property values are in decline. To top it all off, we just got hit by earthquakes. If we just march and just try to get along, we lose ground. There hasn't been any new blood in the assessor's office in the last 20 years. What's happened is that the assessor appoints his assistant. The assistant is approved by the Board of Supervisors. He comes in, he serves a term or so. Then the next thing that happens, he appoints the next assistant, and then the Board of Supervisors approves him. So there hasn't been any real election until this year. So what's happened is that each assessor has just only learned from the other. He's been in a lot of blocks. Okay? I believe that I can make a difference because I have a rich education in accounting. I've valued a multitude of properties, multi-million-dollar, multi-billion properties. I've been in 20 assessors' offices. I know firsthand what works and what doesn't work.
Well, I'd just like to say that I've lived in Imperial County practically all my life. I have 3 sons who have played football here in Raleigh, wrestled here in Raleigh, played baseball here in Raleigh. We they've gone to college here in Raleigh, and IBC, San Diego State. Our family's been around forever. We know property values, we know what has happened in the last 25 years. I've been here for the last 25 years. I know that the impact of the worst recession many of us have seen in our lifetime, we're feeling right now. It's being felt very much so by the taxpayers of Imperial County. This is an environment where leadership, commitment, and above all, experience are required. As a lifelong resident of this county and with 30 years experience in the assessor's office, I seek re-election to provide that leadership during this time of crisis.
What Mr. Buckner described is just the problem that exists in the office. The fact of it is they're doing the same thing, the same way, over and over and over. For example, they have a system in place where the recorder would send electronic deeds over to the assessor's office. They were 2 years behind. And what happened is those assessments were not made timely. So the next thing that happens is that when you receive a tax bill, that's accumulating 2 years of taxes. That could cause a person to lose their house. That would might be between $7,000 and $10,000 worth of taxes. What I would have done was I would have sent somebody to the recorder's office, copied those by hand, and brought them down daily so that we wouldn't have been 2 years behind. The revenues would have been realized timely. When revenues are not realized timely, that has an effect on police, on law enforcement, that has an effect on social workers, that has an effect on fire departments. People need to get paid, and the county's budget suffered. So the assessor's job is to appraise property when it's improved and when it changes hands. And the assessor can discover this from recording of deeds, building permits, and the State Board of Equalization also provides information, and other public records. So the assessor's office has to be proactive. It has to quit marching in step, and it has to get ahead. If another department falls down on the job, it's the assessor's job to find a way to get around it and continue to keep that flow going. This office is in need, not just only of computerization. For example, they have a computer, but they need to employ it effectively. For this, the past assessor, what they did was when they got into crisis, they couldn't process all the declines in values properly. They went ahead and hired additional appraisers. Okay. What happens is there's a computer program that can go ahead and do this. They can do this effectively and at low cost. And so what the cost of this was, I examined the budget workloads from one year to the next, was $450,000. $450,000 of taxpayer money spent when it could have been done by a computer. This is what I offer the taxpayers in Imperial County. This is my experience. And this is what I can do for Imperial County.